right, so ladies and gentlemen, we be ready. Welcome, Arpo, if you're still hanging out here. Wang Young Mook leading things off for Hanwha. A few big games left. The magic number for LG is 6, as apparently he did go around on that. And we's be underway. So, again, Hanwha 3 games back of LG. They're playing Samsung today, so a huge couple games coming up as Wang Young Mook turns on that, lifts that one, and off of the wall. Anyeon Mean is going to grab that. Wang Young Mook is going to round the second base, and he's going to head to third with a lead-off triple. That, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly how Hanwha wants to start a game. Leadoff triple. I thought he might have gotten enough of that, but not quite enough. And the second pitch puts a runner on third base. Leadoff triple. Hanwha wants to get up early, and mainly because Ponce, yeah, he's on the mound, but he also does struggle early. As that's one that misses low, and it's 1-0 to Liberato. Liberato 332 on the season, 10 home runs. Again, he was injury replacement for Florio. Has stayed in after hitting 400. His average has come down, especially after his injury, but he is turned back around, and he's doing what he needs to do. All righty, here comes the 2-0 pitch. That is going to be slapped into left field, right at the left fielder. Wang Young Mook is going to tag up, come home, and out at home. That was absolute awful base running by Hanwha and Wang Young Mook as he started going. As he started to go, had to turn around and go back and tag, and by that time the ball wasn't that deep. You've got to be on that bag ready to tag. The shortstop had it before he was even 3/4 of the way to home plate, and John Jin-hyuk, the former Hanwha Eagle, throws it to Guangdong Jin, who throws a strike right to the catcher, and he is out with 0 questions behind it. So instead of a runner on third with a leadoff triple is gone away. Absolute piss poor base running from Wang Young Mook. Third base coach once again blowing it as Moon Bin rolls that one over, but they say it's foul. And it's 0-1. Sorry, 0-2. That was absolute embarrassing base running is what it was, Kiwi. That was awful. And now that misses low and inside, and it's a 1-2. Again, great relay, a good throw by Jang Jin-hyuk. Wasn't exactly a far throw. He doesn't have the best arm by any means. And that runs inside, and it's 2-2. Alrighty. And the 2-2 pitch sets up right down in the middle. And that's going to be rolled over. Guangdong Jing picks it up, throws across the diamond, and that's 3 away. Absolutely not the way Hanwha actually wanted to start this inning. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Absolute. Oh my lord, was that some bad base running? Bad, awful, and very bad base running there from Hanwha. That's, I mean, it wasn't that deep, So easily you could, the third base coach just should have been like, nope, you're not going to go. But even if he did send him I mean, if the left fielder doesn't make the play, doesn't make the catch, he's going to be able to score if he's tagging up, if he's on the base. I mean, that is textbook absolute awfulness on the base pass. But yeah, Hanwha now is going to be over on defense. Ponce on the mound, obviously having the best season ever by a KBO starter, and it doesn't matter if it's a foreign starter, or anything. It's the best season they've ever had. The most wins to start a career. He's yet to lose a game, leading the league in ERA, strikeouts, innings. I think he's still winning and leading in innings. Maybe he's not. So leading in ERA, wins, WAR, winning percentage, strikeouts. He is second in innings behind Gerardo, but he's not going to catch him there either. 27 games, a 17-0, 169 and 2/3 innings, 236 strikeouts, the all-time KBO single season record every time he gets one. But that first pitch is low and it's ball one. Yeah, and I've talked about it. He does struggle in the first inning. The first inning is definitely his weak point as far as offensive as the other teams go. Opponents hitting 250 against them in the first inning, 228 against them in the second inning, and after that, it's all under 200. So, got to get to him early, as that's in there for a strike on the inside, and it's 1-2 to Hanyeon Mean. Not sure how I feel about those uniforms. The Chinese character, the Hanja, is that runs inside and runs the count full, 2-2. No, he is. This is his sixth game against KT. He's 4-0 in the first 5 games. We'll see what he does today. Oh, good thing you didn't see that, as we've got ourselves the full count. Did take us a whole batter into the bottom half of the inning. And what's up, Michael? As that's fouled away, keeps the count at 3-2. I can just imagine the the gamblers, the bettors who had Hanwha to score a run in the first inning. As the 3-2 is ripped. That's going to go back off the wall, and Hanyeon Mean is going to come back to first base. He rounded, but Anyeon Mean was able to make a good quick play and throw in. Heads up from the first base coach there, yelling at him to get back, and he does, so that he doesn't make a bonehead running play like Hanwha. KT with her first hits, a leadoff batter with a single from Hanyeon Mean, brings up Stevenson. I mean, you got to get to him early. Got to get to Ponce early. That one misses inside, and it's 1-0. Obviously, the rain outs yesterday has kept gives Hanwha a little bit of a break with their bullpen, since they were using them hard on Thursday. And the 1-0 pitch sets up on the inside, a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Got a mistake over on the KT lineup. And a swing and a miss on another pitch, breaking down and in. He's thrown 3 balls to Stevenson, but he's swung at 2 of them. Yeah, a slumping KT team that needs to win and needs to win badly. I don't know. You're in Suwon, as that one is fouled away. I know the regular feed is about I think it's a 7-minute delay. 7-minute delay, and then my feed will be a 2-minute delay. So 9 or not 2 minutes, not in minutes, but that's a fouls out, so it's outside, and it's 2-2. Stevenson versus Ponce, 1 for 3. Again, Stevenson was a replacement for Mel Rojas Jr. Oh, and lays off of that, and that's going to be another full counts, 2 straight full counts to KT. Big if they can get to Ponce's pitch count up. That's the same pitch that he swung on in the first 2 at bat, or the first 2 strikes in this account. There's another 3-2 counts now. Sets up right down the middle for Stevenson. And he throws it in the dirts and he walks him. And just like that, KT's got the first 2 batters on base for one of the best hitters in the league. He has cooled down quite a bit. Father Time looking on, not knowing what to do if his ace doesn't go out and dominate. Yeah, that's normal because TVing has a big delay. I think they have they have like a 15-second delay. That's why I don't use them whenever I'm watching the games. Because the first game or 2, I used it so that because I have my computer in this ear and then I have the TV in this ear. And then so I just bought that third TV that you guys see. That if you maybe you saw in the thing, but yeah, I bought the third TV so that I could just hook that up straight to the cable because the TVing broadcast was way too slow. As we've got ourselves a pitch clock violation. Anyeon Mean will start with an 0-1 counts. And that is turned on and crushed. Goodbye, baseball. Hello, lead for KT. That was absolutely crush. Moonyeon Ben turned and watched it. Now already out on the mound to talk to Ponce. The slider just up at the old breast assist, and it was deposited way deep. How far did that thing go? Off of the back wall. There was no doubt about that one. Like I said, he struggles in the first inning, ladies and gentlemen. He struggles in the first inning. That's in there for a strike to Kang Bae-ko. Kang Bae-ko. NGNF, welcome, sir. As that is into the dirts, and pitch number 17 for Ponce is the ball 1-1. It's understandable. The I know the 5 and 6 p.m. games are real rough. swing and a miss, and a double pirouettes from the batter, and it's 1-2. Stefan, he's the only one that I would say looks like an actual MLB player. $130 on the official KBO app on that home run. And just misses outside. Good eye by Kangbei Ko. And here comes Kangbei Ko. The 2-2 in the dirt, and now it's 3-2. Third full count already on the day for KT. A single in the first at bats on a full count by Hanwha Mean. A walk by Stevenson on a full count to put 2 on. And the 3-2 pitch misses outside, and another walk. First 4 batters have been on base for KT. And this is not looking good if you are a Hanwha fan. This one of the reasons why was I thought this was a definite catch game. They had the rain out yesterday, then they have a day off for the next 2 days. This is the day 9 of their stretch of supposed to have 9 straight games, but that's in there for a strike. And a swing and a miss at a pitch up at his eyes, and it's 0-2. But have no fear if you're a Hanwha fan. KT's manager is also absolutely garbage. If there's anybody that can blow the game, it's him. As the 0-2 sets up in the other batter's box, throws it over there, and a wasted pitch. 24 pitches now for Ponce. Kenny, you got to keep us updated on the Lotte score. Yeah, as the 1-2 pitch, a swing and a miss, and a stolen base also as Wong Jae-gyun swings. It's a pitch way off the plates for the first out. Ponce gets his first strikeout of the day, but Kangbei Ko heads on over to second base with a stolen base. That brings up former Hanwha faithful Hanwha hero Jang Jin-hyuk, because that one is into the dirt, and it's now 1-0. See if I got some old John Jin-hyuk music. And that's in the dirt, and it gets away, but Gamboa he doesn't head over. That's weird. No, not at all, actually. Not at all. Rough schedule, but things should be changing soon. All right, the 2-0 pitch to John Jin-hyuk, and swing and a miss on a looked like a curveball that drops down, and it's now 2-1. A swing and a miss at a high fastball, something that he is not going to be able to catch up to. I'm still alive. That's all that matters, right, NGNF? Calls time. 0 for 9 against Hanwha. Yeah, another 2-2 in the dirt and another full count. They are running this pitch count up early. And slaps that one away. Everything updated to, brand new operating system for Apple. So some of my stuff isn't quite working the way it should be. Another 3-2 pitch that's up right down the middle. And he swings and misses at a curveball inside. Second strikeout of the day for Ponce. 2 away is brings up the number 7 hitter. Jang Jin-hyuk continues as 0 for Hanwha. Jang Jun-won now steps in. That's way outside. We got here. There we go. Fouled away, and it's 1-1. NGNF, you been to Vegas lately? All right. That is lifted. Might get out of play. It will, and it's 1-2. All of his future endeavors. Go go in whenever it's the KBO playoffs time, as that misses way outside at 2-2. First 5 batters reach for KT, then a couple strikeouts, and we're sitting here with a runner on second, and Jang Jun-won, and that's misses, and another full count. 5th full count of the game already. I have my dental checkup on the 11th, so I'll probably be getting my dental checkup when you're getting your doctor's checkup, and that's going to be a ground ball right to Noshiwan, throws across, and that will be 3 away, but not before KT puts up a big 3 spot in the top or the bottom of the first, and they don't have 3 hits, but big inning for KT. Big inning there. 38 pitches from Ponce. No, Hanwha is off tomorrow. No, they'll be sending out everybody. It's a good thing that they have a rested bullpen because it looks like they are going to need it. We'll see what happens after. Again, like I said, Ponce, after he settles in, he is much, much better. But that first inning, for some reason, he really struggles. As 250 against them in that inning at 228 in the seconds, is we are already back with no Shiwan and looks at a strike, and it's 0-1. That just catches the bottom of the zone, and it's 0-2. Only 10 pitches from Go Young Pyo in the first inning. And the 0-2 pitch sets up on the outside, throws it up at his eyes, but he swings and fouls it away anyway. His ERA at home is something else, man. At home, he has an ERA of 0.89 as No Shiwan throws it or grounds it to Guangdong Jun, who bobbles it, almost falls down, and then almost throws it over the first baseman's head, but that's one away. Trips and then air mails it, but Wang Jae-gyun is able to corral it for out number one. Brings up a Cheon Sung. Cheon Sung has not been very good lately. Since returning from his injury, yeah, he went 2 for 4 against Kia in the last game, but he is hitting 195 this month as he looks at just strike one down the middle, and it's 0-1. Mainly ballooned is purely from his month of July as he pops that one up, a catcher out into foul territory, and drops it. The whole time I'm thinking, why is the third baseman not taking that? Why is the third baseman not taking that? Wow. Now he's got another chance with an 0-2 count. Why did the third baseman not take that? The 0-2 misses way up and outside. Because you got to think the only person that the catcher has any rule over is the pitcher. And the 1-2 pitch. And that is lifted up center fielder going back at the warning track, at the track, jumping and making the catch. Very KBO-esque catch where he jumped when he didn't need to. But anyway, it's a 2 outs. Maybe it's that KT real estate on the pants. Maybe he didn't need to jump. Yeah, he needed to jump. I'll take that back. He did need to jump. As Chean Ho looks at the ball one a little bit low. And it's 0-1. Yeah, but if Hanwha loses, LG's magic number still goes down. As Chean Ho rips that one past the diving first baseman into the corner over in left field. Anyeon Mean picks it up, and Chean Ho will be on second base with a 2-out double. Really? I I cannot agree. I'm not a fan. I'm okay with the Hanja, the Chinese lettering, but I'm not. I don't know about that whole design graphic thing. All right, Ito Yoon steps in at 258 on the season, getting a rare start at shortstop. And the 0-1 pitch rounded to the second baseman, grabs it a little toss over to first, and that's will be 3 away. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's KT 3. The best NC uniforms are the dinosaur ones. The best KT uniform is the one I have on, but they don't ever wear that for actual games. Another quick inning though for Go Young Pyo. 12 pitches that inning, 22. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, the KT has so many good uniforms. I would say that KT definitely has the best collection of uniforms of all the teams. Really, that's the number one draft pick last year. No, never mind. I thought they started someone else. All right, so we're ready. Bottom of the second inning. Ponce is still out there, obviously. 38 pitches in that first inning. He'll have the 8-9-1 hitters coming up. Jode Hyun, fresh off of a dropped foul ball, hitting a robust 191 on the season. And another 1-0 just catches the bottom of the zone, and it's 1-1. Big to get those three in the first inning. And the 1-1, that's a rough chopper. Ponce catches it, just fires to first. And Chaeyoung Sung has to kind of step back as he was throwing 150 over to first base and one away. In Korea, yeah. right, Guangdong Jin steps in and misses low. Ball one, 1-0. And just catches the inside. And the 1-1 pitch and a swing and a miss. Only 147 on that fastball. Fouls that one away. 44 pitches, 45. I don't think a Coke Slurpee is gonna, the extra calories is gonna matter for a doctor's visit, sir. Yeah, and here comes the pitch, and that's gonna be lifted. That might be trouble, but Liberato and Moon Hyun Bin arguing over it. Moon Hyun Bin called it, then Liberato called it, and then Liberato almost smacked Moon Hyun Bin in the face with his glove. And that's 2 away. Good luck. Drive safe. I've been addicted to these Eclipse peach taste mints as that first pitch is in there for a strike. Anyeon Mean singled and came around to score on the 3-run shot by Anyeon Mean last inning. And the 0-1 pitch there is going to be another single up the middle. On base for the second time today with his second hits. Runner on first is Hanwha Mean as Stevenson steps in. He walked and scored in his first at bat. Way up high, and that's going to be back. And Hanwha Mean is going to head on over to second base. Pitch number 50 coming up from Ponce just in the second inning. EJ Wan looking on, waiting for his big chance as Ponce throws that one way up high too, and it's 2-0. What's up, Arpo? You come in to gloat about Samsung? All righty, here we go. The 2-0 pitch sets up right down the middle. The curveball breaks in for a strike on the inside. Lucky Kenny. Get to not have to drive that drive every week. 3-week break must be nice. Yeah, as the 2-1 pitch almost hits him, and that runs it to 3-2. I haven't really seen. It looks okay back behind Ponce. Doesn't look bad as he steps off. Can't really see the outfield. Not pitching well is what he's doing, Arpo. As the 3-1 as he fouls it into his foots. Runs the count full for another one. 6 full count of the day already. No, you spelled it right, Kenny. It's Kiwi's fault that Anyeon Mean hit that 3-run homer. Big old Braves uniform there. Otani uniform for the couple of foreigners. And KT probably has some of the most foreign fans as they're so close to Pyeongtaek. All right, the 3-2 pitch sets up on the inside. And he walks him again. Third walk of the day for Ponce, and that brings in Anyeon Mean, who's already cranked one almost out of the stadium. He has pitched extremely well against KT on the season. 5 games against him, 4-0. Everything has to come back eventually. As here comes the first pitch outside, ball 1. No, 5 games of 4-0, 29 innings. No home runs given up, but 33 strikeouts, a 208 average, and a whip of 1 against KT. And that's another ball as the curveball curves it too much. And it's now 2-0. Hitting .319 with the runners in scoring position, 5 home runs, 1 big 3-run shot just last inning. Way outside there, 155 on the gun, and now it's 3-0. Jung Woo-ju and Jo Dong-wook warming up in the Hanwha bullpen. As the 3-0 pitch misses outside, and he walks the bases loaded. That brings up Kang Baek-ho, the big swinging DH. It's still only 3 runs, though. That's the thing. And that is rolled over. Second baseman grabs it, throws to first. And that's 3 away. Big out there for Ponce as we go to the 3rd inning. It's 3-0 KT. First pitch is swinging. Yeah, and it's only 3 runs, despite the fact that KT, it seems like KT is just absolutely dominating this game offensively. Again, Ponce so far 6 full counts already, 3 walks, 2 to Stevenson and 1 to Kang Baek-ho. Sorry, 4 walks, 2 to Stevenson, 1 to Anyeon Mean, and then 1 to Kang Baek-ho. That pitch count is just enormous right now. absolutely enormous. That's a 59 pitches, 38 in the first inning, 21 in that inning. And Hanwha 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position so far today. They'll have the 8-9-1 hitters coming up trying to put Hanwha on the board. Yeah, Samsung has nothing but lefties. As a catcher, catching and DHing, catching when Kang Min Ho is out of the lineup. All right, here we go. Shea Jae-hoon wags the bat back and forth and then looks at just strike one down the middle. 286 on the season for Shea Jae-hoon, having himself a fine season. Probably the most underrated catcher in the league is that's in there for strike on the outside. Go Young Pyo is not a hard thrower. Again, he's one of the sidearmers. And the 0-2 slapped foul. Stays 0-2. So mainly leads with his changeup. That's going to be 47% of the time. Only 115 kilometers an hour. And then he throws a two seam off of that 36% of the time at 133. But the 0-2 is inside out swing, but goes foul again and it stays 0-2. Also throws a curveball about 10% of the time, and then a cutter he's learned for this season only throws that about 5% of the time. He will go deep into games. No problem with him throwing 100 pitches. As the 0-2 pitch lays off of it, and it's 1-2. The fact that he went 5 innings and gave up 5 runs is huge, though. Yeah, and the 1-2 pitch, that's going to be a ground ball right back up the middle, and Hanwha's got another base runner. That's going to bring up Anyeon Mean getting a rare start in right field. They've had base runners every inning as that's in there for strike on the outside, 0-1. Second start of the season, 182. The former Chicago Cub has plenty of power if he can get a hold of one, but not that one as it's 0-2. No, just a guy trying to get his 15 minutes of fame. As the 0-2 swing and a miss, and that's the first strikeout of the day for Go Young Pyo, and it'll flip the lineup back over to Wang Young Moo. Wang Young Mook looks like he put on some kgs and didn't up his pant size. His first pitch is up high, ball one. Leadoff triple to start the game, but then awful base running. Got thrown out at home by about 3 steps. And that is in the dirts. 2-0. And here we go. The 2-0 pitch sets up right down the middle and misses outside. 3-0. All right, so Che Hoon over at first base does not have a lot of speed in there for a strike on the 3-0 count, and it's 3-1. Goyoung Pyo sitting at 35 pitches, but still at less pitches than Ponce threw in the first inning. He's at 59. And the 3-1, that's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Underhand toss to the second baseman, not in time at first, though. And that will be a 6-4 putouts. But 2 away, and that brings up Liberato. Long Young Mook moves a little bit too fast. Beats out the relay throw. All right, Liberato steps in. A big at bat here as Hanwha needs to get a run back in this inning as that one misses low, 1-0. Yeah, another 1-0 pitch. Sets up right down the middle once again. And that is lifted to left field as going back right off the top of the wall. And Liberato is going to head into seconds, and Wang Young Mook is going to score this time. And just like that, Hanwha is on the board. And Liberato is standing over at second base with a 2-out RBI double. KT's field plays smaller than it really is. Kim Tae-yeon making sure that the Wang Young Mook comes around to score. All right, so now you got a 1-0 count here to Moon Hyun Bin, who's 0 for 1 on the day, 6-3 ground outs. Yeah, you can only have a 1-year contract in your first year. As the 1-0 just catches the inside upper corner, and it's 1-1. Yeah, the first year you can only sign a 1-year contract. After that, you can sign a multi-year deal. So that's a swing and a miss and a pirouette as he seems to be following Kang Bae Ko. I don't believe I've ever seen a Korean with a lip piercing or a labrae piercing. As that's going to be a ground ball off the base, and Liberato is going to come around to score. And now it's a 2-3. They get lucky on that as the bounce hits the base, bounces up. Wang Jae-gyun tries to be able to snag it with his bare hand, but it hits off of his hand and bounces over. Massive, massive break for Hanwha right there. Suddenly it's a 3-2. With LG losing big right now, 6-0. That's the last inning. Bases loaded with your cleanup hitter grounding out on the first pitch he sees. Yeah, and then No Shiwan steps in. First pitch is fouled away, and that's 0-1. No Shiwan, a 6-3 ground out in his first at bats, 0 for 1 on the day. Surprising, Ponce's not out there warming up at all. And he grounds that, rips it foul, and 0-2. Well, yeah, like I said, it's only 3 runs, and he just gets better as the game goes on. That's way outside. Have a video replay on this check swing. I don't know why we need the whole put on the headset. Just is it a strike or not? It didn't look like it was that close of a play. No, he did not go. Yeah, we had to step off the mound there. All right, here comes the 1-2 pitch. Nope, doesn't chase that one, way outside again. So from an 0-2 to a 2-2 count, because they keep trying to get him to chase way off the plate. Catchers is set up with 1 foot back behind where the left-handers would be standing. All right, the 2-2 pitch sets up down at the knees this time. Checks over at first to snap tag, but he is in there safely, and it's 2-2 still. Moon Bin, a 727 stolen base percentage on the season, 16 for 22. KT does not have their normal catcher back behind the plates. The normal catcher is the worst defensive catcher in the league, not even close. As I think he went around on that one. No. And that, ladies and gentlemen, runs the count full. First full count of the day for Hanwha. And they're gonna check this one. Well, the original look while he was swinging, I thought he went around. The video replay is kind of iffy. I think they give him a. Once again, KT's manager showing that exactly why I say he is what he is. All right, here comes the 3-2 pitch now. Sets up on the outside corner, just above the knees. Throws over Anyeon Mean. We'll wait for that pitch. Yeah, and he doesn't go around and he walks him. All right, Che Sung now. Steps in 0 for 1 on the day. Flew out to center field again. He has not been having a good September. This would change things. A big hit here puts Hanwha up in the lead as that's in there for strike and it's 0-1. "49 pitches, 27 in this inning. As the 0-1 is fouled away and it's 0-2. Ran it inside, fouls it away off the handle, and pitch number 51 coming up. Pitch number 29 of this inning. Again, Ponce already sitting at 59 as he had a 38 in the first inning and 21 in the second. KT had a chance to just kind of put the game away early, but they grounded into a 4-3 swing and a miss there, and Hanwha leaves two more on. They've left to 3 on so far. We'll go to the bottom of the third. And this game is getting quite interesting. "29 pitches there from Go Young Pyo. This game is now a game, ladies and gentlemen. A game is a game. LG also trying to fight back as they've got runners on the corners with 2 outs. They're down. Nope, never mind. Shinmin J comes through with an RBI single, and LG is put their first run on the board. NC's up 3-2 against Kia. Kia's season's 100% done at this point. His nail is done for the season. SSG is up 3-1 against Doosan, and then QM and LG tied at a couple. They're in the top of the second or top of the third there. All 3 of these games are moving arthritically slow as the offense is going crazy today, which is surprising with some of the starters out on the mound. So KT will have their 5, 6, 7 hitters coming up here in the bottom of the third. Should be coming back. There we go. First pitch, curveball in there for a strike. And then the 0-1 is a foul away. 0-2. Wong Jae-gyun, a big strikeout in the first inning. The first batter retired by Ponce as he struck out with Kong Bae Ko stealing seconds. He was left over there. Austin just hit a 3-run shot, Arpo. As the 0-2 in there for a strike and catches him looking. Beautiful, beautiful curveball there. And 1 away. Where's Mary Kate? One of her favorites getting some screen time is that is a little bloop right to Wang Young Mook. And that's 2 away. Not only does the Hanwha put up 2 to bring the game within 1, they also stretch out Go Young Pyo for 29 pitches. Ponce comes in. He's got 2 outs with only 4 pitches. As Jong Jun Won looks at a curveball in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Ponce, again, 3rd inning on, he settles down real nicely. And the 0-1 in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. Yep. KT's got some guys warming up in the bullpen. And that's slapped right at the KT dugouts, but 0-2 still. And the 0-2 pitch, that's rolled over the other way, and it stays 0-2. Ponce dropping that ERA back down, 183 now. Moon Dong-ju warming up. That's way up high. Fantastic uniform right there. Best uniform in the league. And another 1-2 pitch. Fouled away again. This is a big at-bat. Even if he doesn't get on, even if he does strike out, it's a huge at-bat because he's given Go Young Pyo a little bit of time to catch a breather after 4 pitches for 2 outs to start this inning. And the 1-2 is swing and a miss, and another strikeout for Ponce. And he has found his groove, and that is not good for KT. We'll go to the 4th inning. It's 3-2 KT. That bottom of the KT lineup is anemic. Big chance there. 70 pitches, only 11 pitches in that inning. The turning point was Kang Bae-ko swinging at the first pitch after he just walked 2 batters. And rolling over to Wang Young Mook to ground out into a 4-3 putouts with the bases loaded. That was the turning point of the game. No. Elsewhere, Lotte still, or LG still crawling back. It's 6-2 now, as they've got still got runners on the corner with Moonbo Young. SSG has added another one. They're up 4-1. Still runners on the corner with 2 outs there for them. Shan Ho will lead things off for Hanwha in the top of the 4th. And the NBC broadcast is coming back late. They come back right in the windup of the pitcher. Right there, started the windup and way outside. 1-0. Chano doubled in his first at bat, 1 for 1 on the day. Getting his first start in I don't know how many days. Is that in there for a strike though, and it's 1-1. Very interesting lineup for Hanwha today with Wang Young Mook and Ito Yoon both getting the starts. A swing and a miss there as that just drops out of the bottom. Yeah, you got to pay those bills. Not an old uniform in the stands. And on the 1-2 pitch to Chean Ho, sets up with his glove down in the bottom of the zone, and it misses low. And 2-2. Chean Ho trying to stick the knee out there to get hits. As here comes the 2-2 pitch, sets up right down the middle. And that is ripped right into right field. And he is on base for the second time today, making the most of his final final chance to be a starting in the starting lineup. And usually, when you have a DH down in the sixth or lower spots, your offense is very bad. Hanwha's offense is very bad, but Chean Ho is saying it's not my fault. And that brings up Ito Yoon. Ito Yoon with a 4-3 ground out in his first at bat. Throws over to try to get him, but Chean Ho easily slides back in. And he checks over on the runner. And Hanwha has had runners in each inning. The first inning, you had Wang Young-book leading off with a double. The second inning, you had Chean Ho with a double with a 2-out double. Then last inning, you had the single, the double, the single, and the walk. And now another leadoff single here by Chean Ho. As drops down the bunts, but it's foul. Wow. Already bringing in the reliever. I think that's probably the best move. Got a runner on first, so Hanwha, of course, is going to try to bunt because that's a stupid decision. And checks on him again. I think Go Young Kyo might actually throw harder to first base than he does to home. You don't need a bunt when you're up 6 runs. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. That is turned on and aligned right to the right fielder. Thank you, thank you. Up Jin Sung. I think up, on, Jin Sung. Oh, one away now. That brings up a J.J. Hoon. J.J. Hoon again had a single, started the last inning off with a single, was removed after the ground out by Anyeon Mean, or sorry, by Wang Young-book, as that's in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. I don't know about that. He could have easily bunted into the air and gotten Chean Ho thrown out for a double play. All right, the 0-1 pitch. I think he went around on that. Did not. I thought he went around on that one, ladies and gentlemen, but they've already used their 2 challenges, both on Noshiwan, just in the last inning. Bunt is always the right answer. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. Way up high, 2-1. Hamduk-ju comes in and immediately walks the first batter he faces. No, KT's manager, impatient batting. And here comes the 2-1 pitch. That's fouled, and 2-2. Definitely not Go Young Pyo's fault, as Hanwha scored their second run after the ball hit the bag and bounced up. On Suk warming up. So it looks like KT is going to go with their two starters, and Hanwha is going to go with their two starters. It should have been Ponce and Moon Dong-ju, and then KT should have had Go Young Pyo and Olan Suk. And it looks like those guys are warming up in the bullpens to come in. And now that is popped up. Right fielder Anyeon Mean coming in and makes the catch. 2 away. That will take it down to the 9 spots. Guang Min. He's 0 for 1 on the day with the 1 strikeout for Go Young Pyo. NC is giving up a run on a solo shot by Chae Hyung-woo. So Kia has tied it up at 3-3. Won Min struck out in his first at bats, the second start of the season. And that misses low and inside, 1-1 or 1-0. Again, if KT brings in the lefty, that is not good news for Hanwha, as they have three righties in the lineup, as that's a strike right down the middle, and it's 1-1. Wang Young Mook, Liberato, Moon Hyun Bin, Chae En Ho, Ito Yoon, and Guan Min are all left-handed. And another 1-1 pitch in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. Cameraman has found their female for the day. Finding the one that doesn't look like anybody else. And here comes the 1-2 pitch, sets up on the outside and just misses. 2-2. Yeah, and the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the day for Go Young Pyo. Second strikeout of the day for Guan Min. And we'll go to the bottom of the fourth. 3-2. KT. Oh, what happened? Yeah, is that yes for Kim Jong-un, or is that yes for cheerleaders? Or is that yes because QM just took the lead against LG? So many possibilities in the KBO late this season. It's zero questions the best overall season that I have ever seen in my 12 years of watching the league. Still, technically, you have 9 teams that aren't quite eliminated from playoffs contention yet. So Doosan still has a slight chance. All right, so we're back. 8-9-1s coming up for KT here in the bottom of the inning. Ponce sitting at 70 pitches. Again, half of those came in the first inning. Joe DeHyun looks at just strike one, 0-1. Grounded back to the pitcher in the first inning or second inning to lead off the second inning. 0-1-3 ground out. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. Way outside, 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch catches the outside corner, 1-2. Yuan Suk out in right field. Anyeon Mean just probably played his last game. That is turned on and crushed, going but or just to the warning track and one away. Welcome, Daniel. Yeah, turned on it. It looked like he got way more of that than he actually did, but Moon Yun Bin easily catches that. Hello again, Daniel. Going in the vertical and the horizontal. I see. I like it. And the first pitch to Guangdong Jin in there for a strike right down the middle. Guangdong Jin 0 for 1, flew out to center field in his first at bat. 75 pitches now for Ponce. And now the 0-1 is in there for a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch runs inside, and it's 1-2. Guangdong Jin taking over kind of a little bit. Again, KT signed away or lost their starting, their number one pitcher and their starting shortstop. It's a Hanwha in the offseason. Hanwha signed Nom Song Baek, who's been absolutely a awful signing. Shimu Jun has picked it up offensively as of late, but that is a strikeout looking, a fifth strikeout of the day for Ponce, and 2 away. Flips the lineup back over as his wife is looking on. Six games. And now that's right down the middle to Anyeon Mean, and it's 0-1. Ponce able to get through 5 innings would be huge, as that's going to be a ground ball. Third baseman Noshiwan grabs it to throw to first, and 1-2-3 inning. Second straight 1-2-3 inning for Hanwha, or for KT, however you look at it. We'll go to the 5th inning. It's a 3-2 KT. 1-2-3 and a 1-2-3, and suddenly Hanwha is looking nice and pretty at this point. Ponce is 81 pitches, so he's probably only going to be able to go 5 innings, but KT Go Young Pyo sitting at 68 pitches so far. Only 11 pitches in that inning, 11 pitches in the 3rd inning, 11 pitches in the 4th inning for Ponce. In that big blow up 38 in the 1st. Since then, he has settled in just like spicy noodles. I'm not a big bibimbap fan. I do like some bibimbap. And I do, yeah. Bibimbap is, okay. I do like some bibimbguksu. That would probably be my favorite type of dish. Yeah, it's amazing. All right, so everybody get out your Galaxy Z Fold 7 product placement, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody look at me. I'm not being very conspicuous at all. Oh, let me hold this. Oh, look at this phone. Thank you, thank you. 안진성. 근데 어디에 있어요? Now, Wang Young Mook steps in, looks at to strike one on the outside, and it's 0-1. One. Ah, 저도요. And the 0-1 pitch. That's going to be a chopper taken by Guangdong Jin. The throw in time, and he just gets him. A fantastic play by Guangdong Jin to get the leadoff runner, Wang Young Mook. Guangdong Jin, a chopper up the middle, takes it on the second base side or on the first base side of seconds. He had to take that. If second baseman Jung Jun Non takes that, they're probably not going to be able to throw him out over at first base. And now that runs in, but catches the inside corner to Liberato, and it's 0-1. And then the 0-1 is slapped. That's going to drop in, and Liberato's going to round first as that gets into the corner. John Jin Hyuk trips over himself, and Liberato's got back-to-back doubles. And once again, Liberato is proven his worth for this team. That is an awkward little cutout in foul territory. 5 bags? Are you you got a marathon tomorrow that you need carb load for? As that is in the dirts. Munyat Bin, 1 for 2 on the day, single and RBI last inning, or sorry, in the third inning, a 6-3 ground out in the first. In Hanwha with base runners in every inning so far. As the 1-0 pitch sets up right down the middle. Time is called. There's your cheerleaders, Arpo. All righty, here we go. The 1-0 pitch just misses outside. 제일 좋아하는 선수 없어요. 그냥 야구 좋아해요. I don't have a favorite player. I just like baseball. The 2-0 misses up high, and it's 3-0. Why just this year? 왜 올해부터? And the 3-0 in there for a strike is Moon Hyun Bin was taking the whole way. 3-1 now. That's going to be a ground ball. It's sliding to his right, throwing across his body, and that will be a 2 away as Liberato moves over to third base, and that brings up Noshiwan. Nah. 근데 작년같이 한화 잘못해서 모든 사람 야구 안 봤어요. And a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Changeup drops out of the bottom there. All right, the 0-1 sets up way up high, and it swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. No Shiwan trying to hit a grand slam with just one runner on. All right, the 0-2 misses low and away, 1-2 now. That's going to be a ground ball. A diving stop by Anyeon Mean throws over to first base, and a massive, massive play by Anyeon Mean to save a run and keep Go Young Pyo in line for the win. Massive play over there at third base as we go to the bottom of the fifth. The NBA. 근데 안지상 근데 올해 한국 대표팀 대 체크팀 하고 한화 대 일본 대 경기 네, 11월 한화 대 한국 대 체크 and 한화 대 일본 야구 있어요. Kim Young-woo? Why would they put him in now? All right, bottom of the fifth inning. 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up for KT. First pitch to Stevenson is in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. This will be the end of Ponce's day, I have to imagine, sitting at 82 pitches. A swing and a miss there, and now it's 0-2. Stevenson, 2 walks on the day, walked in the first, walked in the second, and that is in the dirts. Again, first inning for Ponce is where this game got out of hand, but he reeled it back in. And the 1-2 pitch sets up on the outside, and that is a sweet stroke as Liberato is going to go, and it's going to hit off the bottom of the fence. Stevenson has a ton of speed, and he is easily standing in for a leadoff double. Stevenson has an absolute ton of speed. As I believe it was Deion Sanders who said, oh, he's fast. Running hard out of the box. I'd love to see it. Not watching it, bat flipping and all that jazz. All right, Anyeon Mean steps in, a 1 for 1 on the day, a 3-run shot and a walk. Looks like that is a fouled away. Looks like Patrick's wife and Stevenson's wife looking on. Anyeon, he's way too competitive for that. Is the 0-1 in the dirts? No, he's just had a again. In the first inning. He just doesn't pitch well in the first 2 innings. But Anyeon Mean was able to get a hanging slider. Oh yeah, no question. It's outside, 2-1. Right now, it does look like Ponce is a little scared of Anyeon Mean. Seven, there is zero chance. And here comes the 2-1 pitch. That is going to be a broken bat single. Stevenson, again, he is fast. He's coming home safe. A beautiful slide by Stevenson, and KT adds a run. Absolute fantastic base running from Stevenson. He was off, read the ball perfectly, running as hard as he could. And Anyeon Mean comes up with another RBI here. Broken bat RBI single. Stevenson read it extremely well. Again, he is just so fast, and a great slide just out of the right reach of Che Jae-hoon. Beautiful, beautiful slide. And Kong Bae Ko swinging with all his might there, fouls it away, and it's 0-1. Anyeon Mean was able to make it over to second base on the throw, too. And a swing and a miss there, and it's 0-2. Moon Min, not the best arm. A little bit better throw might have gotten him, but it wasn't that far off. Stevenson is just too fast as Kong Bae Ko grounds to the third baseman. He looks back at the runner, and that's will be 1 away. Big ground out to No Shiwan with a heads up play to make sure that Anyeon Mean doesn't head over to third base. And Wang Jae-gyun looks at ball one way outside. 1-0. Wang Jae-gyun struck out in his first at bat, and then struck out in his second at bat, and then tried to start a fight or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm sure he tried to, though. Hitting a 386 on the season with the runners in scoring position. And the 1-0 is in there for a strike on the inside corner, and it's 1-1. And another 1-1 pitch. Steps off the mound to make sure Anyeon Mean isn't going. And here comes the pitch. And grounded to third baseman once again. And another 5-3 ground out. That brings up a John Jin Yuck, the again former Hanwha Eagle. He's not going to catch up to Ponce's fastball. He does not have the bat speed to do it. All right, here we go. John Jin Yuck, a former Hanwha 0 for 2 on the day, struck out. He fouls that one back. Again, he was late on that, and that was only 141. 96 pitches now for Ponce. Definitely his last inning is he is in line for his first loss of his KBO career. That one misses outside. What is up with mine? Yeah, no 1-1. A swing and a miss, 1-2. $171 with the runners in scoring position. Yeah, and here comes the 1-2 pitch. Nope. LG's coming back from a 6-3 or 6-2 or 6-0 too, Arpo. All righty, here comes the 1-2 pitch. A swing and a miss in the dirts, and they'll throw down to first base. And that will be a strikeout number 5. All right, strikeouts. We'll take a little bit of a break as we have our 5th inning stretch. I'll be back in just a few minutes, guys. All right, so we're back. And the first pitch to just say, okay. Can you guys hear my music at all? I think my music is not working properly. All right, to Cheon Song, the first pitch is going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Throws across. Hmm. It's like, quit watching me while I'm trying to eat. All right, to Cheon Ho steps in. And that first pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Cheon Ho, 2 for 2 on the day, a double in his first at bat, a single in his second at bat. But is yet to come around to score. And the 0-1 misses up high, 1-1. It's really bugging me that my music doesn't work. Yeah, another 1-1 pitch misses low, 2-1. Ah, all right. I'm going to check something real quick. Can anybody hear the music that I'm playing? As here comes the 2-2 pitch. Cheon slaps that one away, and it stays 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch, that's going to be a ground ball. First baseman bobbles it. A backhand toss to first in time. But yeah. Can you? All right. Tell me if you can hear this, Harry. Are you able to hear that at all, Harry? Ate him up over at first, but a backhand toss. Man, that's really annoying. As that's going to be a absolute pain to fix. Again, just Friday, that's in there for a strike to Ito Yoon. On Friday, they had uh, Apple had all of their big updates. So it updated my computer. So I don't know. It's saying that it should be streaming to you, but for some reason it's not. As that's a slap to the third baseman, throws to first, and that's quickly a 3 away. 1-2-3 goes Hanwha for the first time today. And we'll go to the bottom of the sixth. We'll have a new pitcher for Hanwha. Who's going to come out? No, it is definitely not. All right, KT's gonna have their 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up here in the bottom. Taking over is Moondong Ju, bringing out the closer who struggles in his first inning, also bringing him out of the bullpen. A very interesting choice here. Not going with the regular bullpen arms. Again, I really don't understand this. I really, really don't understand this at all. So Moondong Ju again, he's 22 games, all starts, 11-4 on the season, but he forgot the pitch com. He's not used to coming out of the bullpen, I guess. Forgot his pitch com. In 1,200 days since he came out of the bullpen, which would go back all the way to maybe his first or second year. Jong Jun Wan looks at just strike one in there for at the bottom of the zone, and it's 0-1. Jong Jun Wan 0 for 3, 0 for 2 on day. 5-3 ground out in the first inning and a strikeout in the third as the 0-1 is in the dirt and it's 1-1. Really drives me nuts that there is no music suddenly. All right, the 1-1, a check swing, but foul. Yeah, and it stays 1-2. See if I can fix it on the fly. Yeah, and the 1-2 is fouled away. And here comes the 1-2, misses outside at 2-2. That means next week, Moondong Ju not going to get a start, says Hanwha doesn't have a game again until Wednesday. So here comes the 2-2 pitch, sets up outside, down at the knees, misses up and in, and it runs the count full, 3-2. First full count of the day for KT since way back in the second inning where they walked Stevenson. And Ponce, 6 full counts today, 5 in the first inning, 1 in the second inning. But again, I keep playing music, but you guys don't even get to hear it. So the 3-2 pitch fouled away. And it stays 3-2. 6 pitches already for Moondong Ju. Hmm. Very annoying. Welcome back, Arpo. As the 3-2 pitch, that's going to be off the handle, and that might drop down. It will. And he is going to be on base with a leadoff single. That brings up Joe Dae Hyun, but we'll have a pinch runner here for Jong Jun Won will get himself a pinch hitter. Yoo Jun Gyu out on the showing off his wheels as they check on him already. Get that changed for you guys. And the bunts to the first baseman that throws it over to first, and that is stupid. But in true KBO fashion, everybody thinks that's a really good play. Brings up a Guangdong Jin at the bottom of the order, the number 9 spots. Hey, why not try to bunt again? Might as well, right? Everybody wants to see Yoo Jun Gyu anyway. He's wearing the best number in of the game, number 67. All right, Guangdong Ju looks at strike one on the outside on a beautiful curveball. 0-1. Guangdong Jin 0 for 2 on the day. Flew out to center field in his first at bat. Struck out looking in his second at bats. Been up in the second to the fourth and now the sixth. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. Fouls that one away, and it's 0-2. Again, you bunt with the bottom of this lineup and you move the runner over, okay, but you still got to get a hit. You still got to get a hit. What do I know? I'm just sitting in my living room talking about baseball. I couldn't possibly know more than the 75-year-old guys in the dugouts. All righty, here we go. The 0-2 pitch. Slaps it, jumping Mundong Ju, and he is fast. And out at first as he tries to do a headfirst slide. And once again, the lovely, lovely KBO does what they do and tries to headfirst slide. That moves the runner over to third base. He's 90 feet away. Hwang Dong-jin is extremely fast, but headfirst slide into first is slower. He is definitely out. He would have been out if he would have ran it out anyway. Ito Yoon with a great play over there at shortstop, but that brings up Anyeon Mean. Anyeon Mean, 2 for 3 on the day, a single and a run scored back in the first, a single in the second, but was stranded over at third base, and then a 5-3 ground out in the fourth. As that's misses low, ball 1. Yoo Jun Gyu, plenty of speed if anything gets away. Moon Dong-ju, a fastball in the 150s, and then also throws a fork ball off of that he started throwing this year. And that's in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. And another 1-1 pitch. Off of the handle, pops it up. Iwan Suk under it over in right field. And once again, the runner on first with nobody else bunts, fails, just like every other time that the KBO managers try to be smarts when they're actual morons. Well done, KBO. Well done. Should be a crime to bunt with a runner on first and nobody out. Absolute crime. Go Young Pyo, I think, was strutting back out there. Setting it to 91 pitches, just 9 pitches in that last inning. He'll have the 8-9-1 hitters to face if he's back out there. JJ Hoon, Iwan Sok, who will be getting his first at bat of the day. Elsewhere, Kiwum is up 11-2 against El Lote. Threatening with more as they've got the bases loaded in the fifth inning, the top of the fifth inning. Samsung and LG still at 6-3 as SSG is eliminating Doosan today as Doosan's tragic number is at 1 and they're currently down 10-2. NC has taken a 4-3 lead against Kia. And then you've got the 4-2 matchup right here as we head into the top of the seventh inning. Go Young Pyo back out there. Kim Song-soo takes over at second base. Yeah, the first pitch is in there for a strike. And then the 0-1 pitch, that's fouled away, and it's 0-2. And then that is going to be lifted to right field. Anyeon Mean under it. And 1 away. Brings up Iwan Suk getting his first at bat of the day. Iwan Suk warming up, and I think that's So Dong Hyun, one of the better closers in the game. I believe that is. I don't know these players by looking at them. And just misses there. I thought it was a strike. It looked like it caught a piece of the zone, but must have missed on the backside. Yuan Suk hitting 196 on the season. Did have a big grand slam earlier this year, though. As here comes the 1-0 pitch. Runs inside and backhand by Hanwha Mean throws and 2 away. Flips the lineup back over to the top to Wang Young Mook. As Go Young Pyo is trying to get through. That's right on the line. Wouldn't be surprised if Hanwha didn't challenge this. Hanwha's manager is the worst manager in the league when it comes to challenges. I think he's overturned something like 18% of the challenges that he's made. Probably should add his stopwatch a little faster or something, as that misses outside, and it's 1-0. And another 1-0 pitch. Beautiful pitch in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Bending it like Beckham to get that in. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. He catches the outside corner, and that's 1-2. 99 pitches now for the KT starter. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. He rolls over, and it's foul. Wang Young Mook again led off the game with a triple, but then bad base running was the beginning of Hanwha's struggles for the day, as that one is a chopped foul. And like I said at the beginning, Go Young Pyo can go 100 pitches. big game for Hanwha is the LG magic number is just 6, as that's going to be rolled over, and that will be 3 away in the 7th. A quality starts plus for Go Young Pyo. As we head to the bottom of the 7th, it's 4-2 KT. 1-2-3 and a 1-2-3 in the 6th and 7th for Go Young Pyo. That'll be it for him, obviously, on the day, as he's sitting now at 102 pitches. So final line for him will be 7 innings, 102 pitches, 72 for strikes, 7 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and two runs. Again, one of those runs was definitely a bad luck. It wasn't an error, but it was a bad luck. Was a ground ball to the first baseman, but hit the bag and bounced over the first baseman, which allowed Liberato to score the 2nd run back in the 3rd inning. So coming up for KT is going to be their 2-3-4 hitters. Stevenson will lead things off. I think I just hit the wrong button, but I'll check real quick. Yes, I did. We should be back. Don't trust this this channel anymore. You think they're gonna come back? Oh, they are. They just scored another one. 6-4 in the bottom of the 6th. Definitely a possibility. Stefan, do you think Hanwha comes back and wins, though? All right, Stevenson steps in. Moon Dong-ju still out there. 15 pitches in his inning. Well, that's in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch sets up on the outside in the dirt, and it's 1-1. Stevenson having himself a day, 1 for 1 on the day, but he's been on base all 3 times. Walked and scored a run in his first at bats, walked in his second at bats, and then a double and scored a run showing off the wheels back in the 5th inning. Fouls that one off, and it's 1-2. Offense has looked weak for years, Stefan. Yeah, the 1-2 swing fouls it into the glove, and that's a strikeout to number 1 for Moon Dong-ju. Leadoff batter finally retired for KT on the swing foul tip into the glove. J.J. Hoon is showing why he is the catcher and not the other guy that's supposed to be the catcher. That brings up Anyeon Mean, who's also been on base all 3 times. The big shot, the 3-run shot in the first, as that is in the dirt. 3-run shot back in the first inning, a walk in the 2nd inning, and then an RBI single in the 5th. He is responsible for all 4 KT RBIs. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. Just catches the inside corner, 1-1. And rolls over that one. Foul, 1-2. Have to think Moon Dong-ju is going to finish this game for Hanwha. As again, he is a starter. They're with no games until Wednesday. They want to get him a few reps out there. All right, the 1-2 pitch. And catches him looking on the outside. An absolute beautiful pitch. And that's two away on his second strikeout. And swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Kang Baeko loves to swing and swing hard. He walked and stole a base back in the first, and a 4-3 ground out and a 5-3 ground out, hitting 500 in his career against Moon Dong-ju, 4 for 8. But right now he's down 0-2. And he lays off of that one, and it's 1-2. See if this works. Nope. Nope. I was hoping my change helped, but apparently it did not. Yeah, another one too. It catches him looking at a pitch right down the middle. Oh, strikeouts, strikeouts, strikeouts. And 161 on the gun as he ties his own record. We'll go to the eighth inning. It's 4-2 KT. 161 on the gun there. Ties his Korean pitcher record. Yeah. They'll get into the KT bullpen. They're going to bring in Owan Suk, I have to think, with Liberato and Moonhyun Bin. So Go Young Pyo is done, obviously. We'll see who's coming in. So they'll have Liberato and Moonhyun Bin, who are both lefties, and then No Shiwan Chansung, and then a couple more lefties. So no, he had one a couple weeks ago or a couple of months ago too. So Lee Sang Dong will come in. Lee Sang Dong that comes in, it takes over 35 games, a 2.92 ERA on the season. 6 walks, 25 strikeouts. So bringing in a righty here. You'll have a Liberato first, then Moonhyun Ben, and then No Shiwan. Again, they've got to get at least one run here. And first pitch is inside, ball one. No, oops, wrong side. All right, to the 1-0 pitch. Just catches the bottom of the zone, and it's 1-1. Liberato 1 for 2 in his career or his season, whichever one you want to call it, against Isang Dong. And the 1-1 is popped up, but it gets out of play, and it'll be 1-2. Giving the Hanwha fans a souvenir. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout to keep them off the base pass early. And one away. And that brings up a Anyeon Mean. Anyeon Mean, RBI single in his second at bats, 1 for 3 on the day. 6-3 ground out, an RBI single. That's the one that hit off the base that scored Liberato from second, and then a 4-3 ground outs in his other at bats. Almost hits him in the knee there, and that's 1-0. And the 1-0 is fouled away, 1-1. And the 1-1 fouled back, and it's 1-2. Hitting a 401 in the 7th inning or later. That is why we call him Mr. Clutch. Nobody you want up there with a game on the line more than this guy. As the 1-2 misses way up high, 2-2. Sit down, old man. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. And misses outside, runs the count full. I keep hitting my sound effects. I keep forgetting that you guys can't hear anything. Second full count of the day for Hanwha. No Shiwan had the other one, and he walked. A walk would bring the tying run up. Well, that is grounded to the first baseman. This time it doesn't hit the bag, and 2 away. Nearly every game on the schedule from here on out has huge, huge implications. And the first pitch to No Shiwan runs in, and it's 0-1. Or sorry, 1-0. No Shiwan 0 for 2 on the day. 6-3 ground out is a walk on his full counts, and then a 5-3 ground out in his other. And the 1-0 is rolled over, but it's foul, and it's 1-1. No Shiwan hitting 432 in his last 10 games with 5 home runs. He is a solo home run machine, ladies and gentlemen. And on the 1-1 is fouled straight back. On the season, runners in scoring position 288, which is fine, but he also has 21 ground into double plays. Second in the league, I believe. Yes, second in the league, fourth in the league in strikeouts. While he does have home runs, he's second in the league in home runs with 32, or tied for second, I should say. The big thing is the double plays, and his home runs are all solo shots. He's 32 home runs on the season, and 16 of them have been solo shots. Yeah, it was in the 1-2 pitch. That is lifted to right field. It's going off the top of the wall, and he is going to be cruising into second base with a 2-out double. I thought I was predicting that one right there, but just missed a home run by about 2 feet. Hanwha's manager would probably try to challenge that. All right, so Cheon Sung now steps in. All right, so Cheon Sung again not hitting well in the month of September. Maybe this is the at bat to do it. 195 coming into today's game in the month of September. 0 for 3 today. Flew out in to center field in the second at bats, or is the second inning. A strikeout in the third, and that one is low and ball one. 1-0. Then a 6-3 groundouts in the sixth inning. This is where Hanwha's got to get some runs. Hanwha has got to at least get one run in this inning. The bottom of this lineup is not very strong. As the 1-0 is right down the middle for a strike, and it's 1-1. And the 1-1. And did he go around? He did not. And the 2-1. Dove out of the way, and you had to check to see if he went around. He has Yoon written on his helmet. And the 2-1 misses up high, 3-1. Walking him to get to the best hitter for Hanwha today is a choice. Absolutely. And another 3-1. He walks him. That brings the go-ahead run in to the batter's box in Cheon's Ho. Cheon Ho is having himself a day. Ponce looking on, hoping that they score here to get him out of we'll have a pinch runner. Kim Tae-yeon will pinch run here. But we'll have a pitching change here. Bring in the closer for a 4-out save, ladies and gentlemen. They've got another hit there. No, they will bring in the closer, Park Young Hyun. He has not had as good of a season as he has in the past. There is no question about that. Park Young Hyun comes in on the season against Hanwha. He does have 3 saves, but he also has a 6.75 ERA. The only team that he has worse ERA against is LG. No. 5 1/3 innings in 5 games against Hanwha. He's given up 2 home runs and 10 hits. Hanwha's hitting .385 with a .244 whip against them. Definitely would say that of all the teams, Hanwha has fared the best against them. We will face Cheyenne Ho, who is a 2 for 3 on the day. Kyunghyun, 368 ERA, 63 games, 5 wins, 6 losses, 63 and 2/3 innings, 33 saves. He is the closer for the national team, or he was. And the first pitch is popped up. Shortstop out on the left fielder calls him off, and that's will end the Hanwha threats. They leave another 2 on. They've left 6 on. And we will go to the bottom of the 8th. That's a huge 1 pitch, 1 out. Almost like Kang Bae Ko coming in and immediately rolling over with the bases loaded after Ponce walked to 2 batters back in the 2nd inning. Cheyenne Ho steps in, first pitch, pops it up to the left fielder with runners on second and first and second. Bottom, let's see, the 5, 6, 7 hitters will come up for KT. I have to imagine Moon Dong-ju is still going to be out there. Luckily for Hanwha fans, Samsung is pulling away from LG. They're now up 8-4 with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the 7th inning. Lotte down 14-2 against Kiom, as SSG is up 12-2. NC is up 4-3 against Kia, which means a lot of these teams are seeing their playoff possibilities slip away, as Kia will have their tragic number drop down to 4 if they're not able to pull off. And then NC will drop down to 6. Lotte will drop down to also 6. And KT will be able to move their magic number down to 6. Same thing with Samsung and with SSG. Both of them will be able to move their magic numbers down to 5, as we're back. Bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch is Wang Jae-gyun flying out to left field, and 1 away. An Jin-hyuk next up. Says possible first loss on his KBO career. Jung Woo-ju and Han Sung-hyuk warming up in the bullpen as John Jin-hyuk looks at ball 1 up high, 1-0. Park Sang-won still in the dugout, even though he is not on the team. He was removed from the first team just the other day, as that misses, and now it's 2-0. If we look at Moon Dong-ju and how he does in the 3rd inning, since he did come in from the bullpen, as John Jin-hyuk fouls that one away. 3rd inning, opponents hit 227 against them. Again, I'm looking at the 3rd inning because he came in and relief. Yeah. Swing and a miss, and 2-2. John Jin-hyuk showing that he is 0 difference between playing for Hanwha and playing for KT. Have to imagine his career is coming to an end, as he is 33 years old. Swing and a miss there. 3rd strikeout of the day for John Jin-hyuk, and brings up the number 7 hitter, Kim Sang-soo, who will get his first at bat of the day. stepping into the bucket. Kim Sang-soo looks at the strike one, and it's on one. Yeah, and here comes the 0-1 pitch. And that is way outside in the dirt, and it's 1-1. Kim Sang-soo, 249 on this season. And the 1-1 pitch. Hey, Stefan, can you do me a favor? Will you look at the thumbnail for this video? Look at the thumbnail for this video and tell me if I could not have picked it better. Yeah, and the 1-2 pitch slapped to the first baseman. Kim Tae-yeon bobbles it, underhand toss to Moon Dong-ju. And that'll be 3 away. We'll go to the 9th inning. Hanwha's got 3 outs to score at least 2 runs. I mean, that was nailed. I mean, I almost went with Go Young Pyo because tomorrow I'll do the Samsung KT game. And I was like, man, I'd like to go Anyeon Mean tomorrow, but I'm like, Kiwi said that Anyeon Mean has not been good lately. So I had to put Anyeon Mean in the thumbnail because when Kiwi said that, everybody in the world knew that he was going to have a huge day. All right, so we should be coming back here. Kim Sang-soo not up. Lee Do-yoon will lead things off. 7, 8, 9 hitters. And can Hanwha do it? Can the bottom of the order come through? If they can come back, there will be no bigger fan than Ponce. Nope, we're going to have a pinch hitter here on Chi-hong pinch hitting. And looks at strike one. John Jin Hyuk. I remember all the Hanwha fans were so upset that he was traded away, or that KT picked him. All right, to the 1-1 pitch to An Chi-hong. Hanwha's got him for another 2 years at least. And a swing and a miss. An Chi-hong, he's so bad this year that they have to put his second league stats up, hitting 408 in the Futures League, but he's hitting below the Mendoza line in the first league. All right, 3 for 13. Does have a 231 batting average as a pinch hitter. And a swing and a miss there. That's not going to do it. Is Hanwha now down to their final 2 outs. We'll have a pinch hitter here. And first pitch is popped up. A third baseman and catcher giving chase, but it will get out of play, and it's 0-1. Yeah, and here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch down on the way out of the zone. Super surprised there. All right, the 0-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss on a pitch out of the zone. So surprised, so surprised, so surprised. 2 away now is Hanwha down to their final out, and Ponce is squeaky clean record in doubt. Ponce headed to the showers as he doesn't want to watch the rest of this. He wants, nope, Eugene Young will pinch hit here. Looks at ball one on the outside, and it's 1-0. And fouled into the mitts, but that will be strike one. Very possible. And that is lifted into right field. Anyeon Mean giving chase. As that's just out of the reach. Yeah, Moon Dong-ju came in relief. Threw 161 on a strikeouts looking. Hanwha doesn't play again until Wednesday. Moon Dong-ju would have started today. Ponce would have started yesterday, but because of the rainouts, Ponce started today. So they brought in Moon Dong-ju in relief. No, it was a pinch hitter. You can guess who. It wasn't worth my time to put his number in. All right, the 2-2 pitch misses low. Ball 3 runs the counts full, 3-2. And another 3-2, a swing and a miss on a pitch in the other batter's box. And Ponce gets his first loss, and KT gets a huge, huge win. Big, 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 big win for KT. Not only do they need this win, as they're in the 5th spot, tied with Lotte coming into this game, tied in the 5th spots. It's right at 500. Lotte getting spanked around by Kium. KT gets the big win today, uh, ensuring that they will be alone in fifth place for now. And with that, again, things were looking rough to start the game. Wang Young Mook with a leadoff triple. Uh, but Liberato lifted a fly ball to left field. Wang Young Mook on completely just mind-boggling bad. Comes off of third base to go instead of waiting over at third base to tag up. So he has to go back to re-tag and then tries to score on a shallow fly ball to left. And then he slips and falls coming home and is thrown out. So instead of, what could have easily been an early Hanwha lead, they had three runners up. Ponce, again, his first inning, he just struggles for some reason. Not like he's awful by any means. Opponents hitting 350 against him in the first inning. But Hanyeon Mean starts with a single and then a walk to Stevenson, puts runners on first and second. And Anyeon Mean just unloaded a ball that's almost went out of the stadium to put KT up 3-0. Immediately walked the next batter to Kang Bae Ko, and then he steals the base. So you got another runner on in scoring position. So Hanwha down 3-0 early when they were in position to originally take an early lead. Second inning, you had 2 outs, but then a single and couple walks loads the bases with 2 outs for Kang Bae Ko. Huge spot at that point where Kang Bae Ko, even though Ponce had just pitched and walked 2 batters, swings at the first pitch, grounds out to Wang Young Mook over at second base, leaving the bases loaded. Then Hanwha comes up in the third inning. A 2 outs double by Liberato puts him at second base. So a Che Jae-hoon leads off with a single, then a strikeout, but then a 6-4 ground out by Wang Young Mook puts the runner over, puts him at first base. Liberato with a double off the wall allows Wang Young Mook to come around to score the first game or the first inning. And then Moon Hyun Bin grounds to first base, which should have been an easy out, but the ball hits first base and pops up over the first baseman's hand. And that allowed Liberato to score Hanwha's second run. After that, they had base runners, but nothing really threatening after that point. KT did add another run in the fourth inning, a leadoff double by Stevenson, absolutely flying on the base pass. Then Anyeon Mean with a single. And again, Stevenson is showing the absolute wheels. Scores on the broken bat single from Anyeon Mean. Anyeon Mean had all 4 RBIs on the day for KT. KT was able to hold on from there to get the win. They were out hit by Hanwha, but walks. Hanwha ended up with 2 walks, and KT ended up with 4 walks. The one error KT had was a pop fly into foul territory. The big thing is Ponce with 5 innings, 99 pitches, 63 for strikes, 5 hits, 1 walk, 1 home run, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, 4 runs, all earned, which means Ponce gets his first loss of his KBO career in his 28th game, and now moving to 17-1 on the season. So the big thing is not only did KT get a win, but they also showed the rest of the league that Ponce can be beaten, which is a huge thing, a big confidence boost going in. Not only that, it showed that Hanwha that Ponce can be beaten. Again, Hanwha is going to be in second place most likely in going into the playoffs, so they'll face probably SSG or whoever wins out of the 4 or 5 guys. So they'll be But other teams knowing that Ponce can be beat, and not only that, but Hanwha knowing that Ponce can actually lose a game is a massive, massive thing. Elsewhere in the league, NC is up 4-3 against Kia in the top of the fourth inning with 2 outs. SSG is up 12-2 in the bottom of the eighth there. Samsung's up 8-4, top of the eighth there against LG. So if LG loses, that means their magic number drops down to 5. The reason why that is really important is because obviously next weekend there's a 3-game series between Hanwha and LG, which means that if LG wins one of those games, the magic number would drop down to 3. So winning 2 of those games would pretty much eliminate Hanwha. Winning 1 game would pretty close to eliminating them, unless obviously LG falls apart at the end of the season. So, yeah. So again, right now LG's magic number is 6, but with LG, with Hanwha losing, that magic number will drop down to 5th. Samsung should hold on to be able to beat LG, which would mean that magic number will stay at 6, or sorry, stay at 5. But big game, big weekend. Tomorrow I will be streaming Samsung versus KT tomorrow. Again, tomorrow is a 2 o'clock game. This weekend and further on Sundays are 2 o'clock games. So be prepared for some 2 o'clock games. The rest of this weekend and next weekend, 5 o'clock games on Saturday, 2 o'clock games on Sunday. There will be some more games added on to the schedule in October. And then just heads up, the end of, or the first part of October is a big, long 9-day holiday week for Korea, which means I won't be working, which means I'll be able to bring you some playoff games finally in that first week of October. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock for the good old Samsung versus KT in the same stadium. So once again, as always, until next time.